Welcome back. St. Gerard's Community Health Workers Institute in the Veifa area of the Kairukuhiri district of Central Province graduated a total of 41 community health workers on Friday. The only rural nursing institution in the Central Province beat all odds to graduate a big number of students since its inception in the 1970s. Kevin Dayonga reports.
With the theme "To Love is to Serve," each student were presented before the podium to receive their blessings. Speaking during the graduation ceremony, Secretary of Health Pasco Cassis said the health system is such that officers working in outstations do not know what's happening in the department or at the provincial level.
I encourage you to, when you come, you become an agent of change in some of the ethics and attitude of workers that we have out in the field, that we show them how it could be done better.
Cassis said the health sector faces a lot of challenges and encouraged the graduating students to give their best in saving lives.
The highest maternal mortality or highest maternal infant mortality in Papua New Guinea or the Western Pacific region is in Papua New Guinea.
With the free healthcare policy for primary health care, it is anticipated that more mothers and children will have access to this service.
So that means we as health workers must be there all the time when our people come. When you are on roster by your superiors or your supervisors or OICs of the facilities, you must be at work. You are young men and women of Papua New Guinea. I want you to show your colors as graduating from a school that is known for good practice, business practice and ethics.
Local member Peter Isowaimo thanked the students for choosing this noble profession and urged them to give their best in saving lives.
And I must thank you all for choosing the career you will be graduating from today. You must be commended, you must be saluted, because you're going to be saving lives of so many Papua New Guineans in the years to come. Our health is our wealth, of course. Anybody with a very deteriorating health condition needs your care and attention.
The small but significant graduation ceremony was witnessed by the parents, spouses of the graduates and other stakeholders. This was the biggest graduation the institution has ever had. Kevin Dayonga, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Kairukuhiri MP Peter Isowaimo says road conditions in his electorate has been a hindrance to accessibility. Numerous attempts in having some section of the roads fixed have been a challenge in terms of funding. This has been a major concern for his people and different government and church-run institutions in his electorate. He is currently waiting on the DSIP funds to be released on time so major upgrading and gravelling work can be carried out. Again, Kevin Dayonga reports.
After the Angabanga Bridge and turnoff from Berena Station to Veifa, the road leading to the north of Mekeo has been a major problem for many communities living there. It has been neglected for a while and is always a challenge for communities, health workers among others, accessing this road. When it rains, the road turns into a fast-flowing river. This has been the case for a very long time, putting hold to service delivery in the area. Since last year, the Kairukuhiri member kept on asking the Works Minister on the monies set aside for the roads in his electorate, was never given a favorable response.
Since last year, when I posed my question to him about our road that turns off from Berena, turn off to here, which is a national government road, and that about 2013 there was some money put on that road that went missing.
As the local member and head of Kairukuhiri electorate, he says he is obliged to only spend district funds on district roads.
And so is the reason why, although I'm criticized so many times, I managed to at least open up the old mission road that runs through Inawi. It's not because I am from Inawi I've done this, but rightly speaking, these are district funds that go to that portion of the road and not this one here where millions of kines have gone astray.
Upon numerous calls and requests from the local member, Minister for Works has responded with some positive news.
But the good news is the Minister finally agreed that he will allocate us some funding at least to open up this portion of the road.
Currently, there is a need in re-graveling and upgrade of the road.
We will do that immediately as soon as some money comes in this week or next week. We were promised before Parliament rose, so the Jan to the 2nd of August, that we should have some DSIT money coming in. So as soon as some money comes in, we'll put some money on the road, just so there's accessibility in the meantime for our villagers here and everybody else.
Meantime, he has given a letter to the Minister for Works for the 48-kilometer road for the Hiritano Highway. The member said from Veimari Bridge to Laloke Bridge, the road has been in that state for the past 10 years.
2 contractors have been awarded. One Bougainvillean and another Singaporean who only done an experiment way past Laloke Mental Hospital or Sabusa and left. You know, I keep telling them, if you can't fix our national highways, give us the money to fix it.
But there are processes to follow, and the member said the honors is within the jurisdiction of the government bodies to be able to procure finances and maintenance among others. Kevin Dayonga, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
More than 15 police officers graduated on Friday with certificates in Frontline Supervision and Leadership Training in Port Moresby. The training was attended by officers from within the Southern Region. Deputy Commissioner Operations Jim Andrews and other senior police officers were also part of the occasion. Shalamalkan reports.
Student Representative Senior Sergeant Thomas Akasila said the Frontline Supervision course is to enhance their skills in supervising and management. He said 3 weeks is not enough and it must be extended in the future for them to grasp all concepts. The Chief Operations said the core function of the frontline policing is at the station level and has been neglected over the years.
That is why the development of this course recently is enhancing these problems, and we hope that on the long run we will be able to bring this problem under control so that police station commanders and the senior NCOs at the station, at the provincial and the station level will be able to give proper and strong command to their members.
He admits that the problem is still existing. He thanked RPNGC to offer this training course and hopes that in the long run, this training will give proper command and control in stations throughout the country.
And we hope that on the long run, it will be able to counteract this situation and be able to give proper command and control to the rank and file in each of the police stations throughout the 22 provinces of Papua New Guinea.
He urged those who have graduated to implement what they have learned at the stations level. The first training was conducted early this year in February. The graduation was also witnessed by families and other police officers. Sheila Malkin, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Students at Bugandi Secondary School in Lae have been warned not to take their fights onto the public streets or face the full force of the law. Lae Metropolitan Superintendent Anthony Wagambi Jr. issued the warning after police made a mass arrest of 40 students on Friday following a fight amongst them. According to police, the fight started after a student allegedly walked into the school armed with a homemade gun and threatened fellow students, who then retaliated, taking the fight outside of the school, disrupting the mid-afternoon traffic nearby. Charles Kekeng reports from Lae.
It was ironic this week when students in some secondary schools in the country supported universities in events of the national importance. Bugandi Secondary School could only think of embroiling yet in another of their school fight. According to police, the fight on Friday led from an accident on Thursday, which the next day a former student walked into the school armed with a homemade gun, threatening the students. The students retaliated and took the fight outside the schoolyard near the Highlands Highway, disrupting the mid-afternoon traffic where they turned on unsuspecting moving vehicles throwing rocks and sticks. Police monitoring the incident quickly responded and apprehended 40 of the students and locked them at the police cell for 4 hours before releasing them without charges to their anxious parents and teachers after 7 in the evening. Superintendent Operations of the Ley Metropolitan Command Timothy Pomoso, upon releasing the students, ordered the school administration to penalize the student and caution parents that the next time their children will be charged. Ley Police Boss Chief Superintendent Anthony Wagambi Jr. drummed to parents that under his command, any more school fights will see the students arrested and charged like any criminals. Wagambi singled out Bugendi as the only troubled school in Ley with internal fighting this year that has disrupted the general public, damaged properties, and hazardous to pedestrians and motorists. Bugendi Secondary School principal, who was also present at the police station, have been ordered to have the 40 students punished by the way of community service. Charles Kekeng, NBC National News, Ley.
Public consultation on PNG's Protected Areas Policy, Planning Framework and Draft Bill are taking place in the region at the moment. The consultation is being spearheaded by the Conservation and Environment Protection Authority, or CEPA. The Protected Areas Policy was endorsed by the government in 2014. At present, PNG has 58 protected areas and more are yet to be gazetted. It covers 4% of the country's land surface and less than 1% of the seas. It's hoped that the legislation to be adopted will introduce an effective protected area governance regime that will enhance protected area management and sustainability. And NBC National News continues after the break. Stay with us.